This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, I got back into the top 1200. Can I somehow timestamp this? Anyway, it's 9 minutes until season reset. Supposedly, there used to be a countdown thing here. There wasn't last month, and there isn't this month. Good improvements by the developers, not letting us know when the season ends. That's pretty helpful, I'm sure, to new players trying to make top 1200 Mythic. But yeah, I ground all the way from 94% back into top 1200 in one night, and I didn't record any of it because I did it all from my phone. Yeah, I did it all while watching a movie. What was the movie we watched? Kind of hard to remember when you're playing that much Magic the Gathering. Oh yeah, Call of the Wild. Harrison Ford and an animated dog named Buck go on an adventure in Alaska. And while my wife was enjoying that, I was grinding out the top 1200 with a deck I call Snow White and the 7 Dorks. Yeah, whenever I need to rank fast, I turn back to Mono White. In the MTG A Assistant statistics, Mono White often has one of the absolute bestest win rates, and we see here that Mono White life gain has about 62% average win rate, and Mono White, regular Mono White aggro 62%, Mono White aggro another version 60%. All of these appear to be life gain decks. For me, I'm running a version that avoids the life gain and just tries to get them dead using a card that really is only best of one playable, I would say, in Sparring Regimen. This is 2 and white for an enchantment that learns right away, and whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. Basically, one creature every turn gets vigilance and keeps growing. This is a very aggressive card, and I wanted to slant the deck extremely aggressive, not worrying so much about the life gain synergies, just trying to get my opponent dead. We use Snow because Faceless Haven's really good. When you run Faceless Haven, you can't really run the Blade Historian, which people seem prepared for right now anyway. So, for Faceless Haven, 20 snow-covered plains, hence the snow, and then the white, because the cards are white, and the 7 Dorks, because I have 7 different creatures here in the deck. Elite's Skyclave Apparition, which can exile the opponent's stuff. Elite Spellbinder, which exiles stuff, but from the hand instead. Seasoned Hollowblade, which is an awesome aggressive threat that can gain indestructible, so it's very hard to kill. Luminarch Aspirant, which stacks +1/+1 counters the way that Sparring Regimen does at the beginning of combat and can make your creatures very, very threatening. And then the 1-drops, we got 4 copies of Usher of the Fallen. I want a deck that was fast and more aggressive than most, so I cut the Giant Killers, and I added the Usher of the Fallen so that we can boast out some 1/1 Human Warrior tokens and just get extra damage in right away. 4 copies of Selfless Savior, 4 copies of Alseid of Life's Bounty. These bodyguard effects are great for making sure that your creatures that you pump up don't die, and for sneaking in damage at the end of the game. Plus, the Alseid of Life's Bounty is the only lifelink threat in the deck, which means putting counters on it can help us beat mono red. And then, of course, the Voltron approach. We find a creature, we make it bigger, and then we make it a lot bigger with Sparring Regimen and Maul of the Skyclaves. Maul of the Skyclaves has fallen out of favor a bit, and there's good reason for that, because we could be running things like Luris and Redain and Giant Killer instead of Maul of the Skyclaves. Why did I go with Maul? I wanted a much more aggressive deck, like I said, and I wanted the clever title of Snow White and the 7 Dorks, so I wanted exactly 7 creature types, and if I added Redain and Luris and cut the Mauls and added 2 of each of those, I would have 9 creatures. So, obviously just nothing but top tier deck building when the puns come first, but it is what it is. In the learn board, we've got Academic Probation and Environmental Sciences, then we have Reduced to Memory, Inkling Summoning, Expanded Anatomy 2 times, and 1 Mascot Exhibition. When you learn with Sparring Regimen, the decision is sometimes based on how many creatures you have available, because you always need to have a creature going when you have your Sparring Regimen on the field, or else it's not doing anything. But often you make the decision strictly with mana curve. This deck has all these 3-drops. 16 3-drops. That's a lot of 3s. A lot of 3s, which means that you're not going to be able to double spell if you fetch another 3-drop very often. So a lot of times when you learn, if you fetch a 3-drop, you're just never going to cast it. You're going to have too many other things to do. It does depend on the context of your hand, but a lot of times when you play this on turn 3, you're just never going to cast this stuff. So I would fetch Environmental Sciences and Academic Probation most of the time, or if your hand is very, very redundant or heavy on land, there's nothing wrong with choosing to loot from your hand, discard, and draw a card if you think that's better than any of these. However, normally learning is right because of Seasoned Hollowblade. You want extra cards to discard to Seasoned Hollowblade, which is honestly one of the best uses of the lessons. It's a resource, it's just a thing that you can pitch to the Hollowblade. So, I'm excited to show you the deck. Since the season is coming to an end, I wanted to film right now that I did make it there, show you the receipts as it were. Then we're going to dive in, we're going to play some games on the new ladder as soon as it resets in about 4 minutes, so that we don't risk not making it right here, right now. I know, coward, and I don't even know what organized play is doing with the qualifier events anymore, or if they really matter, but because it's good content and many of you care about it and enjoy watching the show, I'd like to just have it in the bank that I can do the qualifier event in the future if it's something that I want to do. Also, just finishing in top 1000 Mythic every single month, it's a good challenge for myself, and I really need to keep challenging myself to keep the content interesting for myself and for all of you. So it's a fun thing to do. Before we dive in, I just want to remind you to stay till the end to get my thoughts about the deck and any substitutions I would make, as well as check out the stats powered by MTG Assistant. And if you enjoy the show, please leave a like, consider hitting subscribe, and consider joining. There's awesome perks for the Cool Kids Club who join and get a membership. So let's dive in. Let the Snow White and the Seven Dorks nonsense begin. So I recorded that intro. The season didn't actually reset, so we are playing on borrowed time, I guess. Maybe it resets tomorrow on June 1st, but usually it resets on the last day of the given month. So I've still got to make a video, so I guess despite being at a campable rank, we're going to play some Magic. And rewarded, because we're on the play with a very aggressive draw. And this hand is awesome, actually. Just probably going to get the job done. Swarm Shambler? Nobody cares. Get out of the way, Swarm Shambler. There's a puppy coming through. We could put the counter on the Aspirant, but I like being as aggressive as possible with this build because of the way that we pile up counters. And yeah, if the opponent fights and makes me sacrifice the dog, we'll just put the counters on the Aspirant then. What's important to me is that we can stay aggressive. So there's Swarm Shambler gaining a counter. Here's the fight spell. We're going to sacrifice the dog, protect the Aspirant. Now we will play the Regimen. Or should we play the Apparition? It always helps to have 2 creatures on the battlefield. They can't fight if they don't have a creature. But we might need this to move bigger creatures. I think this is the better play because having 2 creatures on the field when you Regimen is a lot better. It means that if the opponent kills one of your creatures, you still get to attack the next turn and keep the counters coming. If you run out of creatures with this on the battlefield, it's not doing anything. Still swarming? Please don't have another Blizzard Brawl. The Shuffler would be fine if that's the case. Fineness of Shuffler confirmed. Actually, it's just another fight spell, and it killed the Shambler, so it's a good deal. I'm not mad. This is that situation again, where we might want to play something else, but we have Haven now, which is awesome with the Regimen. Because putting counters on the Haven is... It's strong. Let's go ahead and grab the Sciences. I know it looks like we have plenty of lands, but it's one of the best ways to just keep curving. We usually don't end up being able to cast anything else we might fetch anyway. All right, some little nerds are here. This is 3. The opponent has a Haven now. Let's go with Haven power up. Power up. It's a lot of damage. Down to 5, and we still have mana for the Hollowblade. And because we have Sciences just hanging out, we have a card to discard to the Hollowblade. So aggressive. So aggressive. All right, the opponent's saying go. What could they ambush us with? I can't think of anything too good. Anything I'm particularly scared of. They can power up the Haven. If we put the counter on this, it's not big enough to go through the Haven yet. Let's just power up our own Haven. Keep the Haven coming. It's a lethal threat, so it must be chumped. The opponent can put the Faceless Haven of their own in front of the Skyclave Apparition, or they can multi-block this one. Okay. Oh, all the blocking. So how do they come back from this point? I think the answer is they probably don't. But let's find out. Even if they play another blocker here, a Sky Maul off the top is definitely lethal. Gem Razor, that's not bad, but the Apparition is going to punish it. At least they get to take the Regimen down with them. Alright, this thing has 5 power, right? So they have to block this. Or 5 toughness, rather. So they have to chump. And they take damage. Didn't miss lethal, because I didn't have the mana to also power up the Haven and play the Apparition. But you see the power of getting some +1/+1 counters on Faceless Haven? They just can't stop it. It's so hard to kill, and it hits so hard. Okay, we're clicking, nothing's happening. There it is. Boom! 0% Mythic Gamer. Actually hit, not Mythic 1, but Mythic 0. What the heck does that mean? Content. Waiting for server, and okay, it did reset. It just reset a few minutes late. Look at those neat little diamonds fluttering. Wow. There they, okay, it's from the XP. It's my season rewards, guys. 6 packs. 6 packs. And we're back. We're back as a platinum gamer. I did restart, for those who might wonder. I should, just saying I just needed to restart or something. I did. I did reboot. The season just kind of changed. The season just reset a few minutes late today, whatever that means. I mean, it's a holiday in America. It is, in fact, Memorial Day where I come from. Post office, banks, they all get the day off. Barbecue restaurants get some extra business. It's good times. And for those of you who like watching packs get open, maybe this is the content you crave. I don't know. All right, let's get back on the ladder. That's another amazing on-the-play draw. They must want me back in Mythic really bad. I mean, I am the one in best of 1. What's Mythic without me? It's a scam, that's what it is. Hello? Here, have a heart. Yep, I see. You also enjoy a good doggy. Be aggressive. Same plan as last game. And it looks like Winota. So against Winota, you want to be... I know it sounds like cliche at this point, but you want to be super aggressive and you want to force them to trade. So every time they trade, their Winota gets worse. Sky Maul. Alright, how do we force trades? I think the quickest way is to play another Luminarch Aspirant and just start hitting them for massive amounts. And we can also play the Alseed with that line. The sooner that they have to block, the worse their Winota is. Now, I am planning on a Skyclave Apparition next turn, unless I can somehow just lethal them with Maul, because they have no blockers or something like that. But Skyclave Apparition taking some of the sting out of Winota is also a really good play. Bloodline Pretender. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type, Changeling. Well, this doesn't proc Winota, because it's a human. Because Changeling is everything. Naming Dwarf. Alright, Magda Winota nonsense. Gotcha. If you attack with that, I will definitely block, so they pull back. Alright, so, if we're going to keep Winota from hurting us, the best play is probably... If we Apparition the dog, they sacrifice it in response. If we Apparition the dwarf can't block anyway. Yeah, I don't want them to have an indestructible blocker this turn, so maybe we do this after combat. Let's try to make some attacks that are very tempting for them. So this needs a second power. This needs a second power. So there are potential trades on the battlefield, but no good blocks for the dog. And we can always use our dog to prevent the trade. If they block nothing, the Skyclave Apparition probably takes out the Selfless Savior. But if they take this much damage, they're just dead on the backswing, most likely, because they probably can't deal 22 to me. 22 because of the lifelink. Alright, here come the blocks. Do we take the trade? Or do we sacrifice the dog? Let's pass. They know they have to do this move. There you go. Let's keep our Aspirant. I'm not absolutely sure that's right, but it feels good. Aspirants are pretty strong. Take out the Rimrock Knight. So now you can't trigger Winota. And there's no land anyway. Feels bad. At this point, we might have to sacrifice the bounty. Well, let's see if we can attach to it. No, let's just attach to the Skyclave. Yep, didn't really matter. Dwarf Nota down. The climb begins yet again. Hollowblade, Spellbinder, Maul. Rumble, rumble. On the draw, this is pretty slow, but I don't know what more we could really hope for. Hollowblade's one of the best cards you can have on the draw because it can defend and live through removal spells that are damage-based. Okay, what you up to? Really, what are you up to? What's going on? People memeing to start the season. What is Wishclaw Talisman gonna do in Standard here? Is this a mutate deck? I don't know. They're going searching right away. Right away. Well, I've got Elite Spellbinder. Oh, your trickery. Oh, I forgot this happened. I forgot this was a thing that could happen. Hits Chromatic Ori. Do I have something to deal with that? Apparition ain't gonna do it. What was that tap for? How much? 5? That's all? Okay, let's hope they only have like one Deast thing in their hand and the Spellbinder hits it. I see. I see. I see. All right, on the play. Let's see if our opponent plays an actual deck this time. So do we get the Savior out if we're against rogues? The Savior's really good against them, but... yeah, I think we play the Usher. If it trades, that's fine. The Savior is not going to attack on turn 2 because of, well, a number of things. Actually, would I trade a Savior for a Thieves Guild Enforcer? Maybe I would. Nothing gets through the crab. Yeah, let's go for Usher. Usher, Usher. It just hits harder if the opponent's on tap land go. Okay, like I said, nothing gets through the crab, but they don't know that we're not Boros, so we attack first. Cringe. Hollowblade can be a pain. Just be as aggressive as possible. Oh, take 3. Love it. Do love it. And of course they pass. All right. So we're not going to go for the Maul. They could have Drown in the Lock. We're not going to attack with the Usher. They could play the Thieves Guild Enforcer. I guess we can go for the Savior first. The Soaring Thought Thief, I mean. This forces them to play a removal spell if they have it. Okay. Could still be a Thought Thief, so I guess I'd rather have second Hollow Blade. So let's attack first. Damage. Hollow Blade. If they counter it, then they're being very slow to the board. Doggy. Good job, doggo. They're gonna take a lot of pain for that. So, do we power up Haven or do we Sky Maul? I guess we Sky Maul. We drew a 1-drop. They're probably not gonna sweep me. Crippling Chill's a heck of a card. Yeah. Make him have it. Doesn't chump. Down to 4. So Faceless Haven after a chill, they have to chump block. Stock Rogues doesn't play chill, man. It has no chill. All right, now we have to do hard mode on the draw. It's a curve though. 1, 2, 3. Are we really doing trickery again? Really? Or are you an actual deck mulliganing? Because I'm tempted to feel bad for you, but I can't. Just play against trickery, and it's too stupid. Ah, mono red. Mono red mulliganing, I'm down with that. They're going to have a lot of trouble with the Hollow Blade. Dare you to attack? No attack. All right, I'll attack. This way I gain a life. Something's got to trade with the Charger. No Bone Crusher, no Frostbite from the opponent. At least not yet. And there's the Annex, which is probably the reason they keep the hand. I will unleash my Hollow Blade's wrath upon you. We're on the draw, so if we can find ways to be aggressive and turn the tide, that's a good move. We'll play the Spellbinder. And we'll take the... If we take the creature, they can't Embercleave for a few turns, but they do have the combo, so to speak. But Sky Maul stops it. I mean, they'll just play this for 3 mana, though. Let's take the cleave. Here it comes. Let's see if they drew a curve filler as well. Frostbite? At least it's not a Bone Crusher. They had to draw something after all. And they did use a Frostbite, which is a big deal. Ooh, the Skyclave Apparition. So I was going to play Alseid and put the Maul on it, but Skyclave on the Annex is just too good to ignore. I guess it has to be this if we're going to take that line. Because we need 3 white. Well, mono red. Is it another Annex? Well, double champion. Double champion. They ride for glory. Fervent champion. Scoop. Why? Lifelink too strong. They had to get the hit in with the double champion, though. What more could you ask for, mono red? All right, Selfless Savior, Luminarch Aspirant, Seasoned Hollowblade, Sparring Regimen, but on the draw and against the Yorion. If it were on the play, I would call it a game. On the draw, our opponent might just cultivate. And when they cultivate, they might Shadow's Verdict. And then when they Shadow's Verdict, we might scoop. But we'll see. We do have the potential here for Faceless Haven Sparring Regimen combo, which can do a lot of damage. All right, seems like a Heartless Act. I think we'll play Hollowblade then. Okay, not a Heartless Act. But we got our seasoned critter out here. There's the Cultivate. Are you ready for a verdict? The difference that makes on the play cannot be understated. All right, Sparring Regimen. We learn how to say no to drugs and ultimatums. $14, long way to go to kill him. Long way to go. This gets a counter onto the Haven, so that it can't be Heartless Acted. Binding to take out the Regimen. Another one, huh? They're about to ultimatum, so I guess we do this, attack for 5, drop you to 4. Choose non-land card name. I choose Emergent Ultimatum. And we'll see if they can stop the Haven from bringing the beats next turn. Okay. Do they have Eliminate, guys? Do they have it? Adds up their lands. Erebos' Intervention for 5. What a meme. What a joke. You lucky. You are lucky. If I draw a Sky Mall, is it enough? No. It's not. Well, let's not waste our time. Lucky. All right, on the play. But we're not against Yorion this time, or this would be a free game. Can't be letting me have free games. Seriously, hello? Mono red? Yeah. You suck. Hollowblade or get Luminarch down? With the Savior, the Luminarch's very protected. I'm not going to put the counter on the dog, though. Protected. Come at me, bro. Come at me. That's what I thought. All right, another Savior is awesome. So we can play Hollowblade, Savior, put a counter here. Let's get aggressive. Opponent slowed themselves down by doing almost nothing. Well, their Bone Crusher traded with my 1-drop, but that's still tempo for us. So now we can be aggressive with them. You make 4-3. Yeah, we will use the bounty to protect the aspirant after the dog but dies. So let's go ahead and... If we put a counter here, the Fervent Champion doesn't have a good block. That forces me to discard, even though I would welcome that to some extent. I still think this is better. The clock is ticking, and it's ticking fast. And the opponent realizes they can't really block, and they can't really race me with an Embercleave, because then they're just dead on the backswing. So they pack it in, because mono red, what else can you do? I believe Lobsters is a fan. I'm pretty sure I've had encounters with Lobsters, both in my Discord and such. I think it's the same username. It's always hard to remember if it's Lobsters, Lobstas, or if they spell it differently. But if you're watching Lobsters, hello. Oh, come on, Lobsters. Come on, bro. Here's what I got for you. A little happy fighting. A little happy fighting action. Let's go. Let's rumble. It's a lot of snow-covered plains to be drawing. Bounty. Let's get into combat. Brazen Bees, okay. Well, I guess we're replaying Hollowblade instead of making a 1/1. Brazen Borrower, huh? What are you, weirdo rogues? This is risky. Maybe it's supposed to be you? The Usher can still be an army in the can after a sweeper. Blah! Okay, come on, guys. Enough with the jokes. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm expecting like some crippling chill nonsense. Okay. They haven't milled me, so like getting out Zareth doesn't do anything. Castle Gamer. We got a nice odd-even split going if the opponent has Extinction Event. Yeah, you better attack with that Borrower. It's not going to block any of these unless I pull a Sky Maul out of my butt. Interesting draw. Let's turn him sideways. On God! How about you? Down to 3. What? What? If I counter something, then that gives the Zareth something to do. Let's just not. If the opponent had a sweeper, I think they would have played it last turn, but I still think the right play here is just to say go. That's a game of Magic that happened. One Brazen Borrower versus a bunch of little nerds. Nothing else happened. Squashinator. Squashinator. Sure. We'll need a land, and we don't have a 1-drop, so there's a few issues with the hand, but we're on the play. So we play all day. And we might just have Maul, Hollowblade, you die combo. This is mono red. Meet the Hollowblade. Indestructible. You can't beat that. Robber of the rich. Welcome to the stop sign. Welcome to the stop sign. If I play this and they spend a turn killing it, am I happy? Because I'm hitting them harder? Or do I just put this on here, give them 5, the next turn give them 7, the next turn give them 7, and they're dead? They do have a robber to chump with. I think the play is the Spellbinder, actually. Let's get a look at their hand. They probably have Annex and Embercleave, or they probably wouldn't have kept this. The Spellbinder also offers a trade. Annex, Torbran, robber number 2. Well, we're not going to stop the Annex from happening. Let's take Torbran out of the equation forever. They don't have Embercleave, so we probably just try to race. Although these robbers chumping are a problem. So they'll attack with the robber now because they get a 1/1 on the trade. So it's not a good deal for us anymore. Or will they? Coward or not a coward? Alright, no blocks. Good draw. Suit up. We're coming in over the top. So down to 9. Next turn we can play this at 7. Probably not dead. If we play this now, we know they have to top deck like a removal spell, and they have to fit it into their mana budget for the turn. It's a big ask. Also, if I get a Sky Maul onto this, it's a little bit more damage. Red, do you know that your Robber has reach? Have you ever explored the card fully? Oh, I think you know. Didn't play anything else, though, pre-combat. So this isn't going to hit as hard as it could. Keeping options open, but if you were going to play a Robber anyway, you should have played a Robber anyway. Okay, double Annex. We're going wide. We're going wide. But there's only one blocker. Skyclave Apparition lethal? No, because this is still on the ground. Spellbinder. All right, we attack here. If they don't block, they're dead next turn to the bounty, and the Spellbinder taxes whatever card in their hand, the Embercleave. I guess they can still play it, though, because they went too wide. We could put this on the bounty and have a blocker, or we could hold this back. Maybe the play is this. Maybe. If the opponent takes the damage, we get 3 life. We have a first striking blocker back to block the Annex so that the Embercleave won't beat us. And Luminarch Aspirant plus Sacrifice Bounty is a lethal Hollow Blade attack. If they take the damage. Do they have another Torbran is a very good question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not lethal, if they do. Robber of the Rich. Who attacks this time? Lol. Sacrificial Fodder, engage. Oh, Annex wants to rumble. Okay. Feels like an Embercleave, doesn't it? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So, block the Annex. The first strike means that the double strike won't get through anyway, so we don't need to worry about the Spellbinder. Yeah, if they Embercleave here, they're dead. Okay, then. Let's not mess around. Yep. A defensive Embercleave for the blocker, but the Alseed doesn't care. So they're just hoping I don't know how Alseed works, which is, you know, reasonable. Also, it's not necessarily lethal until they see the Aspirant or an untapped land to move the Sky Maul. Yeah. Nope, don't do that. They distracted me with their GG shenanigans. They should know better. Now you die, Mono Red. You die! on the draw. If we draw a land, the hand is fine. It's okay. Hello. Want to be friends. Not here to make friends. All right, doggo. If we draw a Luminarch Aspirant, we want it protected. Always Savior first. The effect is free. This one costs mana. And will they have some kind of a rogue jumping in to make me sad? No. Okay. Cool. Let's go. Thank God this didn't hit a 3-drop. If they had played that on end step, it would have definitely gone to hand. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird. I would like to respect them and say they did that on purpose, but I can't imagine why. Let's go for Spellbinder. Try to get a look at this grip. What are you trying to do here? Okay. Well, it was going to eat one 3-drop or another. And Unsubstantiate, it doesn't draw, like, it is negative card advantage. It can be tempo positive when it hits something more expensive than itself, but it's card advantage negative because it doesn't deal with the thing. They still have to do something about this next turn. Resolves. Massacre Worm, Cauldron's Gift, Return Upon the Tide. What is with the memery? The memery is quite strong out here today. So, if 3 black were spent, you may look at the top 4. I guess I'm gonna hold back. I'm too nervous. They get to roll the dice here with the Cauldron's Gift and see if they hit something good. They are a Massacre Worm deck. They hit nothing. That is the Reanimator life if ever I've seen it before. That is the Reanimator I know and love. Yeah. Yeah, sad. I know. Big Sag. So we see their hand, and at some point they might be able to cast this Massacre Worm, but I don't think we take this yet. I think we just take Sciences. Pump this up. Drop them to 9. Still going to hold this back and hold up protection with the bounty. Foretell. All right. Not going to do much. And go for the lethal. Good game. I mean, I don't think that went that well for you, but you're a good sport. I'll give you that. I would be slamming. I would be punching my poor wall. And away we go. We'll have to draw land. And we do have this awkward haven, which means we can't do double 1-drop on turn 2. But we do get to start punching with the Usher on turn 1, which is nice. Usher might just make a 1/1 rather than play my Alseeds. This is Mono Red. Mono Red wants to play defense. Would you like to spar with me now that I have a bounty? Because I'll trade that for your champion. Okay. Defensive Mono Red is best Mono Red. At least for me. That seems like a Bone Crusher Giant. It's the best way to play around that. If I play this, they'll Bone Crush in response, right? And then I play Luminarch. And then I put the counter on the bounty. And then I put the Sky Maul on the bounty. Because if they have another removal spell, they'll kill this. But if I have a 4/4 flying lifelinker, they're in trouble. Perfect. Let's go. Baneslayer Angel assembled. Turn 4, hasty Baneslayer Angel. How about it, Mono Red? You gonna beat that? Robber of the rich. Robber of the rich. This is Mono Red. They play Mono Red. They got me down to 17. All right, you get one more turn. And because Ember Cleave is sort of the way for them, before they have to start chump blocking their robbers, let's just take their Bone Crusher because it's the most damage. Scoop. Easy mode. 1 hour, 1 rank. And I had a harder time here in Platinum than I did in Mythic, but there you go, 7 more hours, easy Mythic. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up, and let's check the stats powered by MTGA Assistant, a free download link in the description if you're looking for a tracker. And 9-2, 81% win rate, 7 times on the play, 4 times on the draw. That is a good day. Farming mono red at 4-0. What more could I ask for? And honestly, this is what I remember. This has got to be about the win rate I put up to run from 94% Mythic up to the top 500 Mythic in one evening while hanging out on the couch on my phone. Those stats aren't here because I don't have MTGA Assistant on my phone, but it definitely did the job. And here we are. It's ranking right back up again. In about an hour, we grabbed a rank. So in my opinion, in the post-game wrap, if I told you to change anything in the deck, I'd be lying because this is what's working for me. Even though it's 3-drop heavy, and even though it doesn't run some cards that people get really attached to, like Speaker of the Heavens, Lurrus, Redain, and there are going to be some people who really want me to run things like Legion Angel, I think this is the build. It's just going so fast. It's so powerful. It's hitting so hard. I can't complain about Usher considering the pressure that the Usher puts on, and I definitely enjoy Sparring Regiment and Maul the Skyclaves. They get the job done. So I recommend you change nothing. You can leave me a comment, tell me all the things you want to change, but my recommendation does not change. Today's video is dedicated, as you can see, I'm going to try doing dedications a new way for those of you who follow the channel a lot. Today's video is dedicated to the people who just signed up and got a Cool Kids Club membership. Thank you to Strange Quark, Merlin Investing, Alfred Nimis, the Akhenton, and also a few that joined in the last few days, but usually I'm just going to read the last 24 hours or so. Thank you, Kevbot, Nano Firefly, Delaney Manders, Mr. Metalhead Havoc, and the Linux as well, just to make sure that I cover my bases and get you guys thanked. Thank you so much. There are benefits, so hit the join button below if you would like to support the channel for just $4.99 a month, and check out those exclusive perks. They should be updated to represent that you get access to the deck lists and the Twitch VODs on YouTube ad-free. That are for members only. So thank you. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Do it. Do it now. Those of you who stayed till the end, got the sick win rate info, got the plug from the MTGA Assistant, got the plug for the Cool Kids Club membership. You lived through all my plugging and chugging away. You, yes you, you're cool.